and welcome to Hobbies and Hyperfocus, my channel primarily about cross stitch and embroidery and other floss tube type activities. Today is Monday, May 20th, 2024, and this is episode 17. We've got our coffee. We don't seem to have any cats. We've got some stitching to talk about, so let's do Okay, so after a run of so many negative and reversed cards, I have finally drawn an upright card. This is, the King of Pentacles. And this is a card of leading through abundance or being comfortable in your wealth. Whether the wealth is financial or some other material good. So basically, it is a lead through example, give to charity, be generous. You've earned it. You have a right to it. So finally, non-reversed. So that's the card of the day. So we have so much stitching to get into. I actually have not one, but two finished objects. I worked really hard. That's why I'm doing it on Monday instead of Sunday, because it's a long weekend here. It's Victoria Day. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be. Somebody's birthday. Some queen's birthday. I look like I'm missing an eyebrow. I really do have eyebrow hairs. Whatever. It just looks very weird when I see myself on camera because I'm missing an eyebrow. Okay, so the first thing, I'm going to grab where did my board go? I don't have my board. So, I think I showed TigerLily last time and she looked like this. I finished all the stitching and I was just waiting for the beads and the Krynic to come. And so this is what she looks like now. Let me grab the board. I know I have a board around here. I'm very distracted today. There we go. This is what she looks like now. I spent pretty much all day Saturday and part of Sunday doing her after the beads came in on Thursday night. And yeah, I'm really glad. I actually used all the called for beads and the Krynic. So I thought the Krynic was this gold color that was showing up like on the picture. I thought that was Krynic, but it's not. The Krynic is this black. It's gunmetal gray. So if you look, she's got a lot of beads on her. So yeah, I started this one. Let me just look. I'm gonna look at my Notion. Sorry. My computer desk does not like the paint has come off this desk, so it makes it a little harder for me to move my mouse around. My mouse does not like my mouse pad. My mouse does not like the point of the desk where there is no paint. So let's see, put that down. Just look it up here. This to the other screen so that I can. Come on. does not like to grip. Come on. There we go, over here. Okay, let's see, where are we? So I started TigerLily April 15th and I finished it on May 18th. So just a little over a month. So this is, again, TigerLily. I finished her on Saturday night. And she will go to here. You can see right here. This is the pile of finished whips that I have not done anything with. I will add her to the pile. And the second one I finished is another Nora Corbett. This one is Sea Witch. See? And move her over here. Sea Witch. Okay, so Sea Witch I started August 4th, 2023, and I finished last night. The only thing that I changed on her was the background. It was supposed to be like the white, the same white as the TigerLily. And instead of putting pearl colors, I've used the same purple pony beads in here. Because the fabric was purple, I figured it would work. I didn't want to wait for the purple pony beads. So yeah, this is my second finish. And this is where she was. This is where she was before I came back from Stitch North. And I had been talking to Allie Z. Allie Z is crafty. And she said, once you get the tentacles done, the top part of her is really, really fast. And I was like, well, I hope so, because she, I wanted her done. She's really, really pretty. So I have enough fabric on this piece that I might be able to do another one on the bottom. So I might see if I can do that. It'll have to be smaller because I still need a little bit of space for if I do decide to frame her. So those are my two finishes. And the first one, TigerLily, was done on, I think it's just, what do they call it? Antique white 32 count linen by Zweigert. And then the Sea Witch was done on, I think it's a 30, it might be a, yeah, I think it's 32 count Jobelin even weave, and it was dyed, I think it was called Mystic, or the dyer is called Mystic, I'm not sure which one, but I got the fabric originally, I bought it from Kim, Crafty Teachers DIYs. So yes, I've got 2. That brings my total this year up to 8. No, yeah, 8. Let's see. I finished Sea Witch, TigerLily, 2 secret stitchings, the Black Work Salve, the Hope Sampler, my portion of Forest Path, and Little Brown Bat. I also have finished my portion of the Reflections of Ireland for the round robin that I did. That is Megan, I think Megan C's portion. I didn't put that into my Notion. I finished it in a week because I wanted to take it to Stitch North, and I did. I passed it from myself over to Trina, and yeah, I just felt I could save, you know, $5 if I did it. Oh, there's my other board. Okay. Okay, things I am stitching on. We're back to, there we go. Let's see, the My 50 sampler. So far, I've just been drawing the details on. I haven't been keeping up as fast. I tried to do, like here, the auroras that happened last weekend. I don't think that looks more like grass. But that's supposed to be the auroras and the solar storm. This is the forest fires. Last weekend was super, super smoky already. We're already having issues with forest fires in Canada. Mother's Day, I haven't finished. My here you see Remelin. That was my assistant, my coworker. She was at the ER last weekend, and this past week had a baby. That kind of threw all of my plans for Stitch North into disarray anyway, and so now I'm not going to be able to go. It basically made the choice for me. She was not due till the end of June, and due to preeclampsia, she was delivered early, and it threw like our department all into hell. But not really her fault, not really the baby's fault. It's just, it is what it is, right? Sometimes these things happen. But it means this summer I will be spending a lot more time training than we thought we would. Basically what the plan was that Remelin was going to train with Andrew, my other assistant, and get him up to speed as much as we could, given that we are not allowed to teach him everything. And then in the summer when she went off, because I kind of have to be home a lot of the summertime, work from home, due to my kids being young and summer camps being fucking expensive. The usual plan is that between her and I, we would be home part of the summer each, working from home. And so like here in Canada, we have 9 weeks of summer. So we would have our 3 weeks of vacation, 3 weeks working from home, and 3 weeks in the office each. Now I'm not sure how that's going to work because I have to supervise Andrew, and I don't know about getting camps right now. Like, camps are just starting to open up now. But that's neither here nor there. The other thing that I put some work into, I'm going to get used to that, is, I will put it up here what I had last time, I hope. I'm not very good at taking the pictures. I need to remember to take the pictures every time I work on something, or when I finish a floss tube, so I know where it was the last time. Anyway, this is No Time Like the Present, where I think where I was last time. And I put some more work into that. So let's not do it upside down here. So we're starting to get to the deer. So I have chosen a 40 count Verdal. This is the January month of fabric of the month from Dying for Cross Stitch. And I'm using like a purple and a green. This is 907. This is 38. 43, 48, something like that. And then this one is 3371. So basically I'm doing my bird, like my squirrels and my deer, who this is the antlers of the deer, in the dark brown, but the rest of them I'm doing in the other two colors. And I'm almost to 14% now. But I'm probably going to put this away for a while because, you know, too many projects. But I pulled that one out because I had started on it. I was waiting for all the Krynics and the beads. I need Krynics and beads for a huge amount of things. And so I ordered them a little bit at a time. Thankfully, the two of the beads that were on TigerLily So these green ones, the green beads. And then the black beads that are on there. And the purple beads that I used. So all those green, purple, and black beads that I used. They were also on the Sea Witch. And then I just had a little bit of leftover beads from multiple other projects. Like, I think some of them were in the Blossom Goddess. And some were in other Mirabilias that I had done for years. Like I've done, I think I counted them, and I think I've done like 14 or 15. Not counting the 2 or 3 that were given away, sold, or thrown away. I had just enough beads of each of the colors that were called to do Sea Witch. So I did Sea Witch. And then I started, it's a tiny, tiny start. I think it goes this way, yeah. This is, ooh, cat hairs. Cathedral Woods Goddess. And she looks like this. So that's Cathedral Woods Goddess. This is my other Mira May that I'm starting. And I've only got like a little start. I only did like 3 days on her, or 2 days on her. And only like evening kind of days. So not even a full day. Those are what happens when, let me get this. Here we go. When I don't have, when I'm working during the day, and then I come home and I finish everything, and then I have time to do some. I do like maybe an hour, 2 hours. So this is about maybe 3 hours of work, and I started her on, let's see, got the Notion open on the screen. I started her on the 6th of May. And then I realized that I didn't, how I did this is I started her on the 6th of May, and then I realized that I didn't have 9:35. And I looked and I said, well, I have 9:35 somewhere. Well, it was in the Sea Witch. So I finished up Sea Witch so I could take 9:35 because it's like some of the colors in here. And I realized how much Krynic is in this one. So I've started trying to find the Krynic for this one. There's, I think, 2 spools of the one color antique or Aztec gold, which they didn't have at 123 Stitch when I tried to find it, so I didn't order it yet. But so there's the Cathedral Woods Goddess, and this is a 32 count, and this is from Roxy Floss Co. called Stoneware. I chose it because it's kind of, it looks more like a khaki green on the screen, but it's more of a dark browny green. There's sections where there's a little bit more bluey green in it and more reddy green, but I thought that would go good with the Cathedral Woods Goddess for Mira May. And that's just my cute little bag. You can see all the cat hairs. My cat is white, so we have white cat hairs on it. And, oops, there's Cathedral Woods Goddess. The other one I started was, there we go. I had wanted, when we saw this one for Nashville Needle Market, I really like this one. It's got a little fox. Little foxy fox. So it's a huge start. This is Abalonia's Apple Trees. This is on a 40 count Speculoos by Roxy Floss Co. And I got the kit, so it's all being done in Roxy Floss. And this is what she looks like when she's done. So far I've gotten this bit, like this just these. I wanted to wait until I could, I started it and then I've started now not marking my patterns because, I don't know, it looks terrible. And then if I want to, like what I used to do is I'd take, I'll show you maybe on this one, what I would do. Okay, so I'd buy a pattern, and this is Blossom Goddess, and I'd like, so I would mark in yellow as I was going, what I had done, and then you can see the purple, little bits of purple there. Those are beads. So I would start off by marking the pattern with the beads, where the beads were, so I knew where the beads were. But if you can tell, my patterns are falling apart. They're like destroyed, and it makes it very, very, there's been ones like, I don't think it was this one. I don't think it was Blossom Goddess. Might have been. But anyway, no, it was, what's her name? It was the other one I just finished. Eliana. Something happened with the original of Eliana, and I had to order another copy of the pattern, and the patterns aren't cheap. So I wrecked the pattern, and I ripped it or something. I had to get another pattern because there was a whole section that I couldn't see between the two sides of the pattern, where it had folded. I couldn't see what the pattern, what the symbols were, so I couldn't. Yeah, my brain is not working today. It's early in the morning. Anyway, there's all the Roxy Flascos that go with Abalonia. So we have, and because I can't see, on this one we have Earl Grey. Earl Grey. I'm not going to do that with all of them. Haystack. Salmon. Self-explanatory. Ochre. Autumnal. Common currency. So like a penny color. Fiji. Light sage. Hickory. Brunette, which is kind of like a 3371 kind of color. Annie. Tuesday. Salty place, so black kind of, and then antique wedding dress. Those are the colors, and this is one of the ones that I got at Stitch North. I just bought the pattern as a kit with floss, and then they helped me find the speculoos. So yeah, that's my first time using Roxy Floss Co. as the floss. And then I also have kitted up, I think these are all the colors. This will be my Manning May, which, I mean, it's the 20th and I haven't started, so that's today's start. The Manning May round robin. I'm doing teal and turquoise, or turquoise and teal. What did I call it? I want to make sure I got the name right. Turquoise. I have a lot of patterns to do, like 105. I really gotta stop buying more patterns. But as you will see, that's not gonna happen. I really should keep track, because I said to, like, I was watching Just So Sherry, who was also a 1974 baby, and she was talking about how some of the other 50-year-old stitchers, the ones who are turning 50 this year. So all the 1974s, how they were going to do 50 starts for their 50th. And I'm like, there's no fucking way I can do 50 starts. But I might be able to buy 50 patterns. So I'm going to start keeping track of when I buy them. Bet you there's a way. I mean, it's just a database, right? I can add another. I can totally add another column to that, so I can figure out when I bought it. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I've bought 50 patterns. I bet you I will by the end of the year. Other than my 50th thing. So, teal and turquoise. So I wanted, because it's a mostly, other than the white, I'm not going to put the white on because that's stupid. So I'm just going to do, here's my colors. I'll put it over here. Here's the colors for the teal and turquoise. And I'm just going to do it on the white, and I'm just not going to stitch the white because otherwise it's pretty much full coverage. So that's my start for today. And that's with Abalonia in this other little witchy cat bag. I really got to get on off my ass and start making bags, because I have a literal crap ton of fabric to make bags. And I mean, it can't be that hard because I made one already. And it wasn't that hard. And then yesterday I discovered that we have a secondhand shop here in Saskatoon called Nellafabada. I'll try and put it up here. Nellafabada. And it's like kind of a consignment shop. I don't know what you would describe it as. Secondhand craft store. So if somebody is done with all their craft stuff, or they're like me and they ADHD too hard and end up with a pile of shit that you can't really see that. But I have a whole bunch of journaling supplies over here. I have a cameo to cut with. I have knitting stuff. I haven't knit for a while, and I'm not very good at it, but I kind of almost signed up for how to do socks. So whenever that workshop happens, maybe I'll learn how to do socks and actually finish a pair of socks. Yeah, people like me who start a hobby, buy all the shit, and then decide they're not going to do it, and they have to get it out of their house before their husband finds out. That's kind of what it is. So I went there with my daughter because I figured if she was going to get some craft stuff, she might as well look around. Oh, sorry, my ears are so itchy. She might as well look around and see if there's anything that she can use for her beading and that kind of stuff. And I kind of wanted to check it out because they had said something about having a whole bunch of needlework stuff. And like, my finding things at the craft store or at secondhand shops is always kind of hit and miss for me. Where'd the thing go? Uh-oh. There we go. So then I never find anything that I really like. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just go and see what they have for like beads and stuff for the kids. And I was looking through their needlework stuff, and I found some good stuff. So this one, it actually came with the beads. So this is Little Snowy Green Cottage, which is part of the Snow Globe Village series from 2011. So it's almost all Krynic. I'm looking at it like it's sparkly. So that whole roof is number 1, which is Krynic. And I'm pretty sure most of the house is Krynic. There's only 6 colors of DMC, and the rest is all Krynic and beads. The beads came with it. which I took off here and put away. And it needs one Rainbow Gallery Arctic Ray. But, yeah. It's a Nora Corbett. Then, this one, which I've been wanting to get from Lila Studio. So, somebody bought it and decided that they didn't want to do it. So now I just need to find that kind of witchy fabric. Because this one I've been wanting to do for a really long time. I just love it. Like, look at the kitties! The kitties! Where is it? Right there. There's even a thing on the back where they show somebody has made the kitties into a biscornu. So, that's cute. Oh, actually it's on the front too. And then this Stony Creek collection, Butterflies and Blossoms. So, this is all the designs that are in there. I love this one with the leaf. I like maple leaves. And then I found a Jardin Privé, Mon Petit Jardin Secret. And they have, it actually has the English translation as well. But come on, my kids speak French. Mon Petit Jardin Secret. Then when I ordered stuff from 123 Stitch, I also picked up another Mirabilia. And I have a plan for this one for the purple and light green fabric that I bought from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. It's a 32 count even weave, and I think it'll go good. It's mostly purple with a little fleck of green, so I think it'll work really well with this. So that's my plan. Am I going to start that right now? No. I'm probably not going to start that right now. But yeah, I got quite a bit of haul this time. Who knew? I gotta add these to my Notion. This is the one that I got from Crisscross Stitch. And I was smart enough to bring down all of my stuff that I need to eventually put away on the board. So I'm going to start doing that as well, little by little. There's my dragon that I'm going to do. And I also have in here my Wheel of the Year. So I'm going to put those on. And I'm going to start putting things on the board this year. Try and get it cleaned up. I don't know what I'm going to do to make the floss tags, like the floss straps. I tend to prefer floss straps because then I can put them on the board. I have some from like this with the two holes. Then I have just bought a whole bunch of these, which don't have the other hole. And I don't bobbinate, but I just needed them for a while. And other times I've just taken like a piece of cardboard and stamped two holes. But just like these ones that I haven't done. I have a bunch that have to be put away. Oops. Another one I found on the floor. So I've got many things to do to get my room back in order before I start having to work from home this summer. I have a bunch of fabric I really need to get on, since my coworker had her daughter early. I was going to make a rag quilt for her, but I still haven't got the material in because I need flannel. It's not as common as regular quilting material, and I wanted specific kind of soft baby colors, and right now they had a lot of the fall colors but not a lot of the baby colors. So I thought, I ordered some and it hadn't come in yet, so I haven't started that. I need to start that. I would like to start Well, I'm going to start today. I'm going to start teal and turquoise. And then count all the count how many patterns I've bought this year so far. I have the teal and turquoise for a round robin. I've got a tarot swap that I need to find a pattern for and stitch. Should be okay for round robin. Like, so we sent it in March, so April, May, should be the end of June before the next one is passed on to me. And that should be Rob's, I think, because now I've already done mine and Megan's, and I've passed those to Trina, and Trina passes to Rob. Rob passes to Megan. So I think I should be getting Rob's, and I'm not sure what his is. But yeah, my round robin. I'm ahead of the round robin. Other than that, I want to start the quilt. I want to try and make at least one project bag, because I have a lot of projects now and not a lot of project bags. I have a bunch that I got from Walmart that were like the ones that you get off Amazon with the zipper pulls, and I got the two that I had from that I bought at Stitch North, and the one, this one from Bags by Jasmine. But I have a lot of fabric, I have a lot of things, and I need to get that started working on. And probably, knowing myself, I'm gonna kit up probably September, the September fairy. And who knows what else I'll do. Maybe I'm gonna probably start looking for fabric for the Lila Studios Quaker, but that's, I know that I say this and then I'm like, I probably won't do it, so who knows what I'll do. But anyway, that's kind of where it is now. Like I said before, I chose, like, when I did the video last time, I was kind of like, do I want to go back to Stitch North? I did not have the ability, like, I could not keep myself stable enough with my blood sugar, not eating, not sleeping right. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back, and it was so expensive. And then the whole mess, like, while I was at Stitch North, part of the thing that made me anxious was pretty much the minute I landed, I got a text from work saying that my Corker Rem was in the hospital with the high blood pressure, that she'd gone for an ultrasound and ended up being kept in the hospital for an extra few hours because of her high blood pressure. But then her blood pressure went down and everything was okay. And I was like, I just know that she's going to deliver early. And this whole plan that we had, we did not start early enough. Like, we told them our department supports every other department. We are like the central department, and yet not part of anything. But we told them we really need to have someone trained, and we were saying, like, we wanted April, like the beginning of April, and they put it off and put it off and put it off, and they said, okay, you can have Andrew can come down and start working with you the beginning of May. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that'll work. Maybe we'll have a week. We didn't even have a week. We had a day. Andrew started working with us on Wednesday the 1st. On Thursday the 2nd, Rem went for her ultrasound, which she was having every week, and ended up staying in the hospital. They then said she had preeclampsia, and by the next Tuesday, they had delivered the baby, which was a month and a half earlier than we thought, or she thought. So it means that because I can't fully train Andrew to do everything that I do, I can't be off for very long. 2 or 3 days at a time, maybe. I can work from home, but I have to stay on with him. I have to monitor everything because he won't have had time to learn the entire role. It took Rem a year to learn the role that I had. And then as soon as she learned that role, we went from one database program to a much more complex database program. And Rem and I learned that program together. So we relied on each other, really, to learn and grow in that program. So trying to teach somebody all this stuff that we had learned over the past 3.5 years is going to be really difficult. Plus, on top of that, stay on top of all the tasks that still need to be done that only I can do. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm hoping that they will give Andrew some more leeway to learn a few more things, so that if I have to be out of the office for more than 2 days and something does come up, they don't have to email me and try and get a hold of me from wherever I am. I mean, I usually have at least a tablet with me, so I can log in and do some very minimal things while I'm gone, but I shouldn't have to be on call all the time. That's ridiculous. So we're coming into summer. I'm coming into my first year on Flosstube. There's probably things I need to change about it. There's things I need to track more. There's things I need to clean up more. So I don't know where we're going with this. I'm hoping this year, my goal this year is, so far I've hit more than I did last year. Last year I think I did four projects I finished. And this year I've done 8 so far. I did finish. I didn't put down the Reflections Ireland, so like I technically did 9. 9 for this year. The 26th there. And I need to catch up on these 20 stitches. The D's 20 stitches, Stitch for Pride. I'm halfway through March, which is that sriracha bottle. And then I have to do the Polaroids, which are April, and the Bubbles and Lock, which are May. So I'm hoping I can catch up some of that, pick a pattern for my swap. I think the swap is due at the end of July. I have to look back at that. And then basically just keep going. And I'm actually amazed that nobody has bothered me today. So I'm going to take this as an opportunity to quickly finish up, maybe get some editing done, and get this posted today so that I don't have to wait 2 weeks to post again. And I guess we'll see you later. Okay. Bye. And I'm trying to find the thing.